No, hats are missionary introduced. We never had hats before the missionaries. Women are a little bit more vain. So when the missionary women came, they had these things on their heads. And to them, it made the missionary woman look attractive. So it was just women wanting to be women, trying to create. They could not afford the nets, the feathers, the satin bows, this and that. They only could work with what they had, which were dried leaves.
Aloha, I'm Caroline Afonso. I'm the coordinator of this Papale class. This is a 2011 Papale class. We are making hats out of Lauhala. Our Kumu is Aunty Gladys Grace, and she has taught all of us and shared her mana'o with all of us to perpetuate the culture of hat weaving.
This is Aunty Gladys Kukana Grace from the island of Hawaii.
What we're using is Kona Lauhala, and we've had it brought in because it's already trimmed for us. It's picked and the thorns are taken off, and it shortens the Kumu's processing. So once we get it, we roll it to flatten it out, and we let it rest for about a month, and then we soften it, and then we strip it. We can perpetuate a tradition of oral teaching, and we have a one-on-one or two-on-one. It's a small class, and that's the way the Hawaiians taught. We also teach look, listen, and then work with your hands.
My name is Kuali Ilam, and I am making a Papale Lauhala, or in other words, a Lauhala hat.
My name is Pili Young, and I'm learning how to weave Lauhala hats. More of an interest. I've always thought it was really cool, and I always wanted to try it, because I usually make feather stuff like feather lace and stuff like that.
Hello, I'm Shana Kapana.
Why are you here today?
To learn how to make a papale with Aunty Gladys. I'm really glad that I got to learn from her. Papale is a hat. So Lauhala papale. Papale Lauhala is a woven hat.
I'm Uncle Frank, and I've been with Aunty for almost 30 years now. She's a little more than my Kumu. She's my Hanai mother. And she has learned hat making from her grandmother. And I'm fortunate to be one of her haumana, or student, learning the art of hat making. Yes, Aunty is selected by the National Endowment of the Arts, which awards artists. Aunty is the only one that has won this award as a Lauhala weaver. 28 of her students went with her to Washington DC in November to see her get this award.
My name is Gwen Kamisugi, and I am a Lauhala weaver since 1997. My Kumu is Aunty Gladys Grace. And I weave with Miley Meyer. She allows us to have space in the store. We gather there twice a week, Monday and Fridays, and I act as a support group to other weavers of people who have learned Lauhala weaving and just need a little bit more help in what they're doing. So in this area here, I am helping Aunty Gladys Grace. I act as one of her Kumu, and each of the Kumu is given a number of students to work with to teach them basic hat weaving. This is our introduction of them entering into the Lauhala world, and if they feel it's their area of what they want to do, then we encourage them to gather their own material. We are very strong in weaving culturally correct. One thing we always maintain is an oral tradition. That's why there is no written documentation. It's not that we don't know how to write, we know how to write. We choose not to put it in book form because we are protecting our oral tradition of hala weaving. Adjusting to the 20th and 21st century, wherever the Lauhala leaf comes from. But we do make sure it is a tree that was grown here in Hawaii, picked in its traditional Hawaiian manner. We pick it when it turns brown from a tree. We do not gather it green and then dry it out. In the old days, the Hawaiians did have blocks, but they may have had only one block, and they carved it out of solid wood. Today, we use plastic ones because on the mainland, it's fashionable that they create different hat styles, and they do use the same kind of block. We have some people here that make blocks. My father is one of them, Mr. Young, and he makes the blocks and he sells them as well as the koi or cutters. In our culture, our ancestors used fingernails. They went to fishbone, or they may have gone fishbone first. I'm not sure which was.
It's called a koi. The stripper is called a koi, and there's different kinds. In the old days, it was a piece of, actually, the very first auntie's Kumu, or Kupuna, her grandparents, had a piece of, it's those metal bands that come in on the ships, those big barrels, they had a metal band.
They would make handheld ones made out of machete knife, made out of the iron that came around the barrels of food.
What they did is take those bands, cut it, and then finely make teeth. So it was a fine tooth.
So they could do multiples of
So they would
at the
strip
same
multiple.
time. Oh, very.
So that's one generation, and then the next generation was phonograph needles put in wood.
They used shells as well. As they got more introduction of different things like phonograph needles, they would use the phonograph needles and stick them onto boards, wood boards, and they were really good in their eyes that they could space them evenly apart. And then they would use that as their cutters.
And then the next generation was nails put in wood. Oh, I don't know which generations. Nails, phonograph needles, pieces of metal put in wood, shaved and sharpened. And then now today's generation is X-Acto blades.
Our ancestors wove early in the morning or late in the evening. They rarely wove midday. If they wove in an area that was extra dry, then they would usually have a rock that had a well in it. And they would either use salt water or fresh water. And all they did was dab their fingers into that water and just touch the edges of the leaf as to the area that they're weaving. The spray bottle is a convenience. We cannot teach certain times, modern times. We have to go with what's available, time elements available. So we switch to water bottles.
And then I formed this organization so we could share. We have now listed in our organization well over 100 members. And if you ask how many students that Auntie taught, goes beyond that 100 mark. I was her second student that when she retired from her regular job at Pearl Harbor. The first student was Marsha Omoro, and she and I, like I said, has been with her for almost 30 years. So we don't believe in what they say, quote, master weaver. She's the weaver, she's the Kumu. I'm the Haumana, I'm the student. And I will always be a student to my Kumu. So the weaving technique and everything is here, but what you put in a hat, it all comes from here. And the teaching has always been, listen with your ear, look with your eye, and keep your mouth shut, and don't ask too much questions.